Cage Minds, Mika Frankl, here at Jackson Wink, Travis Foster. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well. Heard that you're going to be in action June 1st. Let's start off with your New Jersey native training in New Mexico. How'd you end up out here, sir?
Yeah, so basically what ended up happening was I lost my first 3 pro fights. And when I came to my 3rd fight, I was in Rhode Island. I was 0-2 versus a 2-0 guy. And after the fight was over with, I thought I did everything to win. And they awarded him as the winner, split decision. And as I was leaving the cage, all of his fans and everyone in general was telling me I won the fight. And it just gave me a sick to my stomach feeling to know that I won, but I didn't get awarded as the winner. And you know, that was a huge turning point for me. I would have been 1-2, but instead I fell to 0-3. So I was done. After that, I went home. I went on the Jackson Wink website. I looked for the fighter inquiry, and a portion where it says how long you plan to stand for. I put forever. Bought the one-way ticket here, and I've been here 2 years now.
Right then, everything had to change. It was that big of a moment for you? You felt everything had to change in your career?
Yeah, everything, because I knew that things were going to just keep spiraling downhill. I knew it wasn't just like a minor, fix this little thing or this one adjustment. I knew everything had to change. Outside of the cage, my whole entire fighting style had to be rebuilt from the ground up. My mindset, everything.
What's it been like then, this transition, coming all the way from the East Coast out here to the desert? What's it been like transitioning to New Mexico and this experience here at Jackson Wink?
It's been literally a dream come true. I used to dream about being here and wonder like what it would be like. And now to actually be here and have the opportunity to train with top guys, like almost every day there's a new UFC fighter coming here. All the top coaches I used to read about, Fred Jackson, Mike Lukajan. It's just an honor to be under them.
And what's it done for your game?
It's completely changed it, a whole 180. I'm for sure completely well-rounded, I would like to say. I mean, I have weaknesses, but in comparison to me before, being like more of like a one-trick pony, and now I can literally, no matter where the fight goes, I'm not really uncomfortable anywhere.
You come from a wrestling base, a wrestling background, correct, right?
Yeah.
When did you find wrestling?
Back in 2007, when I was in 8th grade, was my first year wrestling.
And how did wrestling connect for you, become an outlet for you?
It was always something that came to me very naturally. Like I remember my first year wrestling, I would have matches and I would go out there, pin the guy, and I would come back to my coach and tell him like, Coach, I just made up this move, and he'll be like, no, this move is called this right here, and he'll say it, and it was like a whole bunch of series of moves I was hitting people with that he never even taught me, and it just felt right. And yeah, I had my first year I had 8 wins, and 7 of those wins were by pin.
Impressive. You'd like to get the finish.
Yeah.
And then transitioning, how did you find MMA?
So MMA is something that I always thought that I would end up doing later. I wanted to wrestle in college, and then after I finished with college, I wanted to transition, but ended up not going to college. So I just kind of erased that part of the plan that involved college and just went straight to MMA after high school. And there was this guy on my high school wrestling team. He was always known for being this MMA fighter, kickboxer, boxer, karate guy. So right after I graduated, it was just a no-brainer to link up with him right away.
What was the upbringing like? What was that like growing up in New Jersey? What was Newark like?
I mean, yeah, that's the city I was born in. I lived there for about 5 years. When the time when my parents had split up, It was a very rough city. A lot of people don't make it out of there. My grandma was very strict on me because of how rough the neighborhood was. There's a lot of stuff that I had to encounter being around my cousins and my brother. They literally forced me into fighting. They dragged me into fighting. They would either make me fight them or fight the kids in the neighborhood. And I never really had a choice. My option was either fight one kid or fight all of my cousins. So all of my options was fighting.
How are you able to find your way out of that negativity?
Well, strong faith in God, for sure. You know, my grandmother instilled that in me. Listening to a lot of like positive stuff, you know, like positive music, positive motivational speakers. You know, like Eric Thomas, Les Brown, T.D. Jakes. Those guys helped me a lot. You know, also too, I had to evaluate everyone that was around me. I made it into 2 different lists, like made like 2 categories. One category was people that would like encourage me and help me as far as moving out here, and then the other list was people that would try to talk me out of it and make me feel like I'm doing the wrong thing by coming out here. And I just completely stopped talking to the people on the negative list, and the people on the good list, I surrounded myself around even more, and thank God for them to help me.
Sitting here at 2-8 with your professional mixed martial arts record, but you've dealt with adversity before, it sounds like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so in New Jersey, how it works, like to qualify for the state tournament in wrestling is like the top 3 in the regions make it. And my junior and senior year, I lost in the quarterfinals, then had to come back and rally and win 3 in a row just to qualify for the state tournament. And it's a quick turnaround. Even one of my years, I had to, my senior year, I actually had to bounce back against a kid that I had lost to earlier in the season. So that's just some of the adversity I dealt with. But yeah, I bounced back from a lot of injuries, major surgeries, major bone breaks, ligament tears.
And as you sit here now, what's the goals? What are you looking to accomplish from where you're at?
My goal is to for sure be a sign of hope and inspiration for others. You know, my record where it sits at, the average person would just hang it up right now and just, you know, figure something else out or retire or get a real job. And I want to show them that it's never too late. You know, even being 2-8, you could be a title holder. You know, I'm in a position where I win this next fight, and then the next fight is a title shot.
And there it is, June 1st, Maverick 13. They're going with the super lightweight division, 165 pounds, people. You can make it happen. Super lightweight division, but you're facing Travis Kramer, and it's a title eliminator. Winner gets to fight for the inaugural crown. So, tell us about weight class first, 165. Why do you feel this is optimal for you?
Yeah, I mean, whenever I did my weight cuts down to 160 or 155, every time I got to 165, my body always gave me every single sign to stop it right there. Don't lose any more weight past 165. Of course, us fighters are stubborn, you know, we do the extreme weight cuts, we ignore the signs and make weight anyway. But, yeah, I always felt as though 165 is the lowest I could go and still compete at an elite level.
And how happy are you to have this opportunity? Because I've heard that 185 to 155, you've been in that realm, sounds outrageous, but you've competed that far apart before?
Yeah, I've competed as low as 155, as heavy as 185. I've done 160, 170, 175. Now this time, I never did 165. This will be my first time at 165, which is like actually perfect. It's like in the middle of all the weights that I've been bouncing around at.
So big expectations, big hopes for this.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Travis Kramer, your opponent, what do you know about him?
I actually know a whole lot about him. I've done a lot of research on him. He's 2-3. His last fight was back in 2016. Both of his wins are by TKO. 2 of his losses are by finish. One is a rear naked choke. One is knockout. The other one is by unanimous decision. He recently tried out for the bare knuckle boxing. I believe he didn't make the trials, so I'm expecting him to come in there and try to look at me as like his comeback fight, because he's basically coming out of retirement, coming off a long layoff. So he's looking to come and make a statement against me. He's trying to get the title shot as well. I won't underestimate him. You know, I'm expecting the best version of him that anyone has ever seen.
From fighting on the streets to finding wrestling, mixed martial arts is your love, but there's also been a stop there during the journey out here. We're taking a boxing match. How did that happen? Was it something that I needed to get comfortable more with my hands? How do you get into the boxing world, taking that opportunity?
Yeah, so it's kind of like crazy how that happened. So I kind of like always had a bad reputation for taking fights on like 2 days notice, 3 days notice, a week notice, just kind of just for the love of it, just hopping in it without really thinking it through. So that's kind of how that happened. One day I was offered a boxing fight back in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where I'm from. I believe it was November 18th of 2018. And so that was on like a 5 days notice, I believe. And then like the day before I was supposed to fly out, the opponent had like a brain scan or a CAT scan, and the results came back where he had something on his brain that would keep him from fighting. So the fight got scratched. And after the fight got scratched, there was still like a fire that was like lit inside of me. Like, I can't really explain it. I wanted to box, even though I didn't really know how to box at the time. It was just like a passion. There was like a spark that was lit, and so I kept training. I trained through Thanksgiving, trained through Christmas, New Year's. Just kept, even though I didn't have a fight lined up, I started the boxing camp. And then in January, on a few weeks' notice, they offered me an opponent, Brian McLean. He was 4-0 at the time. So I thought that it was kind of like, a bad matchup on paper, just because, him being 4-0, me not having any boxing experience at all. And I just went in there like I normally do, don't care about the records, don't care about the stats. First round, first 30 seconds, I don't know what I hit him with. He ended up winning the round. He got back up. A minute later, I ended up dropping him again. I still don't remember what I hit him with. I didn't really understand the point system, so in the second round, instead of where I probably should have paced myself, I still kept trying to knock him out in the second round. Had him stuck in the corner, unleashed like a 20-punch combo, burned myself out, punched my arms out, and then ended up just managing the rest of the way to a decision win.
That's crazy. So is boxing something that an endeavor you might look into again, or was that now that desire has been fulfilled, you've scratched that itch?
Well, actually, I love boxing, and it's crazy too, because even though I'm not from New Mexico, the treatment I got at that venue is the most love I've ever been showed ever in my whole fighting career. And I'm not even from here, It was the best night of my life for sure. It definitely sparked a new passion in me. I'm not sure when I'll get back into boxing, but for now, I have a lot of unfinished business in MMA that I want to take care of.
All this experience, all this knowledge that you've had, all these trials, how do you put everything together and make everything come together to get your hand raised June 1st?
Yeah, well, so one of my old coaches used to say, leave no stone unturned. And that basically means like, cover every single aspect of it. I'm doing the cardio, doing the strength and conditioning, I'm stretching, I'm giving my body rest when it needs rest, I'm eating the proper things, I'm working with the nutritionists at the gym, I'm working my striking, my jiu-jitsu, my wrestling, I'm leaving no stone unturned. I'm working with the mental coach, I've been working on the spiritual aspect. I'm just going to go in there and just give 100% from start to finish, have fun during it, and I'm gonna just refuse to lose, no matter what it takes.
Travis Foster, thank you for the time, sir.
Thank you.